Metal guitarists are struggling right now to find a guitar that won't break the bank, but offer good value, looks, and playability. In this video, we're reviewing a budget brand guitar that I think checks off almost all of those boxes. Now you're gonna wanna stick around not only for the demo, but for a free bonus for all viewers at the end. All right, this is the Axe, let's go. Welcome back to the Axe Guitar channel, your one-stop shop for everything metal guitar. If you're new to the channel, my name is Nick. Today's a special video because I feel like I finally found a budget guitar that actually meets the demands of the modern metal player. With the wild world economy right now where everything's ridiculously expensive because of inflation, supply chain management, you know, guitars are actually falling victim to that as well, and it really sucks. That's why I think budget guitars like this Fesley FLP350 in black is becoming a good, viable option for metal players today. I mean, look at this thing with the matte finish and the active style pickups. This thing is actually pretty gorgeous for a budget brand guitar. Now, if you're returning to the channel, you probably saw that I reviewed a Fesley branded Strat, which I liked. It came in that nice, almost slime green matte color. This one's a little different. This is a Les Paul inspired design. And I think we should get into some specs about this bad boy. Now, just something really quick, if you haven't subscribed already, consider doing so below so you don't miss out on any budget guitar reviews or tremolo tips and tricks. All right, so starting at the top, we have that nice Fesley logo and the Fesley kind of name text there. And also, the headstock does match the body with that matte finish. And then we're also looking at 3x3 tuners, which are covered. They're not locking, they're non-locking. And they're pretty smooth. They have that 1:18 gear ratio for the machines. And when I switched strings on this, I put this in drop C. It did have strings with gauges that are appropriate for like E standard tuning, but when I changed the strings, tightening up, the strings wrapped around the machines just fine, no slippage, and so I don't really have any complaints about the machines, and they look nice. They're that black, and they go with the whole theme of the guitar. Now the neck is like an awesome brown looking mahogany style wood. I doubt it's actually real mahogany, but it does have a very nice grain to it. It is kind of a matte finish, so those of you concerned with neck speed, there you go. It's not very sticky or anything. It goes all the way through to the headstock. I don't see a scarf joint here, which is also really nice. And then if you look back here, it is a bolt-on style neck design. This brown and mahogany kind of color really contrasts nicely with the rest of the body, and it gives this, you know, budget brand guitar kind of a unique, actually, kind of look to it. I haven't seen many guitars with a nice, you know, kind of brown mahogany back, so this is actually pretty sweet. Now, looking at the fretboard, this is 22 frets. I'd say they're probably like a medium size. I wouldn't say anything like a jumbo that you get on like Jackson's or you know, guitars of those brands. But the fretboard is actually called Techwood, and it's got this black kind of color to it. Really looks like ebony, but it's this Techwood, which I'm pretty sure is an engineered composite design. But when you play it, it feels pretty smooth and it doesn't feel too grainy or anything like that. I haven't put oil on the fretboard yet, but coming out of the box, yeah, no complaints there. It feels great. Now, speaking of the frets, something I noticed out of the box is that the frets are pretty level. Even with changing to like a higher string gauge and lowering the bridge a little bit, there's really no fret buzz on any of the frets, which is pretty nice. And also on the edge of the fretboard, those kind of shoulders of the frets, very smooth. Don't really feel any of the frets sticking out, which can be a problem with a lot of these budget guitars because they do skip cut corners and stuff like that, and you'll see kind of some bad, you know, filing down on the sides. This feels pretty smooth, nothing that actually feels too sharp. And then looking at the body, yeah, this comes with that nice matte finish, but also with a white kind of cream binding here, which, man, I really like this finish. It screams metal. And I wish a lot more guitar manufacturers would kind of use this finish because it just looks really good, and it ties the whole guitar together. Now, taking a look at the covered humbuckers of this guitar, I really like the active overall look to these. Now, don't get me wrong, they are passive pickups, but these pickups with the overall look of the guitar, you know, it's cool that budget brands are signaling to the metal community that, you know, we're here to make guitars for you too. And just the way they look, it makes you think you could throw a nice set of EMGs or even some Seymour Duncan Blackouts in this. And you know, you could really upgrade it for not too expensive of a price. And then coming down to the bridge, we have a Tune-o-matic style bridge. And I know, how could I not have a tremolo on the Axe Guitar channel? I know. Hey, we gotta step out of our comfort zones once in a while, right? And then moving down to the knobs, we have actually 2 volume knobs here, meaning one controls the neck pickup and then another one controls the volume of the bridge pickup. And then we have one more here, which is the tone knob. And these are those dome style knobs that have the knurling on the side. You know, it looks good with the overall metal theme of this guitar. And then considering all these accessories you get and the price of this guitar, which is $189.99 on Amazon, I'll put the link in the description so you can check it out. Considering all this, I mean, this guitar really speaks to its utility of probably being a great beginner's package. If you have a nice amp, I mean, all you're gonna need is the amp and an outlet, really, and you'd be good to go. All right, guys, we've reached that point where it's time to demo this bad boy and see what it's really made of. But make sure you stick around to the end because I wrote a shred tab for you guys that's completely free. Let's do it. All right, overall, I really did enjoy this guitar, and I'm happy that I'm gonna have a constant guitar that's in drop C because, you know, I love my metalcore. Some pros about this guitar are really the comfort, the matte finish, the overall look. And I mean, the neck is so comfortable and smooth with that matte finish, it's really actually pretty fun to play. Some cons are the tuning stability. When I restrung this bad boy into drop C, I had to keep retuning it every time I like plucked a string. It eventually got pretty good, stays in tune now. So the tuning stability could be a little bit better. Also, the pickups aren't the highest output. They're still pretty good, and I think that lends to its versatility, but it's not gonna be your first pick for like an absolute chug machine that does like very high distortion or high drive. All right, so because I love you guys, I actually created a tab of the last lick I did in the demo. There's a link in the description that you just click and it'll take you right to the free shred tab. Let me know how you enjoyed it in the comments, and I will see you at the next video.